The Christians' defeat and departure were cause for great celebration among the Pueblo and Native Americans. The Native Americans had been victorious in their iconoclastic revolution. The Native Americans just chucked out the Spaniards who had been sitting trying to oppress them for the last 100 years. Popay and his two captains, Alonso Catiti of Santo Domingo, and Luis Tupatu. So Popay, even old Popay needed some help too, right? Lincoln had his boys. He had his boys, who was it, John Hay and John Nicolay. John Nicolay and John Hay, basically Alonso Catiti and Luis Tupatu of Picurus were Popay's John Hay and John Nicolay. So Alonso Catiti of Santo Domingo and Luis Tupatu of Picurus traveled throughout the province, ordering everybody to return to the state of their antiquity, as when they came from the lake of Capala, and that this was the better life and the one that they desired, because the God of the Spaniards was worth nothing, and theirs were the strong God. Their God was the devil, but their God was the good. Popay promised if they lived in accordance with their ancestral laws, there'd be endless peace, prosperity, and harmony. So, 1680 Pueblo Revolt. The 1680 Pueblo Revolt involved at least 24 pueblos, at least 24 to 50 pueblos. The Pueblo Revolt was in New Mexico, 1680 Pueblo Revolt. You had the runners. The runners are absolutely infamous. They had to run hundreds of miles because the Acoma and the Hopi settlements, they're way the fuck over there, right? Some of these Native American Pueblo, they're right there next to each other, right? Taos is right there next to Taos and San Juan Bautista. There was no airplanes, no vehicles. And the horses were, they just were beginning. So the Native Americans would have to run from town to town. And they would pass this rope with 15 knots on it or whatever, saying in 15 days, untie one knot per day. And then in 15 days, we're going to rebel. In 15 days, we're going to rebel. And it was the full moon, supposed to be August 13th. It began August 10th, 1680. When each Pueblo untied one knot, it showed that they were accepting of the thing, said a San Felipe medicine man. So like Forrest Gump, huh? Run away, Simba, and never return. No, more like Forrest Gump. I just ran. I had them running shoes, and I just ran. South Isleta, west of Como, Hopi Pueblo. Let's see, Hopi settlements, Pueblos on the Mesa. Zunis are into snakes. So this yucca fiber, this rope is made of yucca fiber, and they had a cord. Then you had Popay. He did not tell the Piros and some Pueblos around Santa Fe. They didn't want to go through with it. He didn't trust the Piros. Who the hell would trust the pyromaniacs anyways? I don't trust the pyromaniacs. So Santa Fe, there were some Pueblos around Santa Fe. They didn't want to do it. And actually, right 1 or 2 days prior, you're going to have treachery. The Spanish had horses and firearms. But then once the Spanish were defeated, then Popay and the Tiwa would have the horses and firearms. Thank God for the Tiwa. The Tiwa warriors saved Popay. The Tiwa warriors saved Popay.